It's 1906 GMT. This is Damien Zane with Focus on Africa from the BBC World Service. With human rights lawyer Denzel Brown ending that report from Jonathan Peleli in Monrovia. Is there anyone who can stop Cameroon's President Paul Biya extending his 36-year rule in this year's election? It's widely expected that he'll run again, and now we know the name of his main challenger after the opposition Social Democratic Front has picked Joshua Osih. Mr. Osih succeeds John Fruindi, who has tried and failed to unseat the president 3 times. So will the new challenger have any more luck? A question for analyst Eric Asher.
Knowing what's happening in Cameroon, there is no likelihood that Joshua will make any difference because the rules of the game haven't changed from what they were when Fruindi was running.
He says that he's willing to sort of form some kind of coalitions with other parties, but would that help at all?
Again, as I said, that the rules haven't changed. We are talking here in a country that the rules surrounding elections are being put together or controlled by the incumbent. He determines who should be on the elecam, which is the board that runs elections. There is no way, even if we were to put a coalition today with Joshua being the single candidate, I mean, if that should even happen, there is no way that anything will happen. You cannot unbeat the current president, Biya, with the rules in place, which is what we've been saying over the years. It's a good idea that a unique candidate or a coalition candidate could make something different. However, given the rules the way they are, we don't see that happening.
Let's just step back a bit and talk about the candidate himself then, Joshua Osih. What sort of person is he, and how different is he going to be to John Fruindi, who has been on the stage many times?
The good thing with having Joshua at the helm of the SDF party today is that he is a young, a charismatic individual that we must give him the credit, and someone who understands both the French Cameroon and the English Cameroon, which is extremely important given the crisis that the country is at the moment. That's what makes him different from Fruindi.
And in terms of his personality, I mean, has he got a different appeal to Mr. Fruindi?
Absolutely. That's why I'm saying that given the fact that he is somebody who, remember that he was the first parliamentarian, an Anglophone parliamentarian, to be elected in Douala, which is a French zone. Given that already in itself tells that he somehow can convince people on the other side of the Mongol more than what Fruindi would do today. But back in the 90s, Fruindi was able to appeal to the entire nation, whether from the north, from the south, from the east. Fruindi had an appeal back then because people believed that he could bring about a change. But the situation facing Cameroonians today is not about the person that leads the coalition. There is a problem that the Cameroonians, both home and abroad, are calling that the rules should be changed so there should be a level playing field for any candidate to be able to unseat the incumbent. So whether if he appeals to the people, it's a different question from whether can they change the game as Cameroonians want it to be or want it to happen.
And looking at the opposition, the SDF, we've heard about them for many years. Are they still the most important group in terms of, we're also hearing about these more, the secessionists in the Anglophone Cameroon, are they gaining more popularity?
Correct. That's very important, which is why I said that the issue or Joshua Osih's coming to the helm of the SDF party will make very little difference because most Cameroonians today are less worried about elections. There is already a campaign in place calling for 0 elections, meaning they do not want elections in Cameroon, given the conflict going on. Now, the secessionists or the separatists you are calling in the Anglophone Cameroon, which is the base of the SDF, were categorically against this convention even holding. I mean, the convention that led to Osih being elected. They are the people with the stronger voice in this Anglophone section of the country, meaning nothing can really happen as long as they want to think that these people still have a voice to say. Nothing can happen without that problem, the Anglophone problem being addressed, which is why high-profile Cameroonians, both home and abroad, there are pressure groups today saying that the priority in the country today should not be elections.
That was analyst Eric Asher talking about the new leader or the new presidential candidate of Cameroon's main opposition party, the SDF, and no date has actually been set for the election, but it does have to happen this year. And it's widely expected, although he hasn't confirmed his candidacy, that Paul Biya would run again to lengthen, hopefully, for his sake, hopefully anyway, the 36 years in power. Just for your interest, John Fruindi ran against Paul Biya in 1992, 2004 and 2011, and he boycotted the 1997 election, and in none of those three occasions did he manage to defeat Paul Biya. Well, that brings us to the end of Focus on Africa for now, but our main stories tonight. Police in South Africa say they've